What's going on? My name is Mike Hamill, and I am a product specialist here at Alto Music in Middletown, New York, and I'm going to show you the Zoom V3 voice effector, vocal processor to be precise. This is a really fun unit. Definitely, I think, inclined towards, if you're wanting to add some textures or different voices into a podcast, or if you're even wanting it for just fun's sake to have something around, to play with and transform your voice, because I think that's the comedy aspect is one side of it. It does have some very useful applications, but it's just a fun unit to play with because you could transform your voice to do whatever you want to do with it. One in particular here is the formant character, which basically, I don't know the scientific way to explain this, but it completely changes the nature of your voice to go from sounding basically like a small child to the devil. And it just, well, here, check it out. This is what I sound like, obviously.
But then if you hear how this is going to come out, it's just a very different effect. And they have this
one adjustment knob here where it kind of changes the overall tone of the effect. So you don't have to go menu diving to try and change what's going on. It's just one big knob.
So you could even have a conversation with yourself.
You don't say? That could be actually pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Check it out.
It's just a lot of fun to play with.
But even if you wanted to do dialogue,
or even just make some really crazy overlays
with your vocals and get some kind of, different overdubs in there, it's a fun thing to have. They do have some pitch correction as well, which you can use to a subtle extent or to a tpain extent. Depends on what you want to do with it. I don't have any instruments with me, so I'm not really going to do the pitch correction because it'll not really be applicable. But as you turn it up here, you can get those kind of jumpy, new agey auto-tune kind of sounds out of it. Just like, ooh. You hear it kind of step down with each one. And if you turn it down, it gets a little more subtle. So this way it's not as critical or not as affected as you, ooh. Not as jumpy. But if you want to tpain it up, I could put you in a mansion all the way up in Wisconsin. Like I said, ain't nothing to the pain. We could change the last name, what's happening? Stuff like that. There is straight up harmonies, and while this isn't instrument fed, it does have a knob here to put the key of whatever you're doing. So if you're recording to a song or something that's already established in your DAW, you can set the key and just roll with it. And you have multiple options on here for higher, high, fixed, which is just kind of straight in the middle, low and lower. Essentially it goes by thirds or fourths. It doesn't really designate exactly which it is. It just kind of goes with whatever it deems necessary or what deems correct for the whole thing. Just to give you an example, right now we're in the key of G. And you can pick two voices. Fixed is the main one there. You can hear it kind of here. You can hear it kind of here, and then it goes into this other one. And then you have the high and higher. And you have the lower and the low. This is what the low sounds like by itself. But even you can try and stack your harmonies here and get very Fleet Foxes with it. Dump the reverb all over it. I was following me high. I'm all out of key with it, but you can hear what's going on. And yay. Pretty neat. There's one setting on here which is really cool, especially if you get into looping and you're a one-man band, you want to do beatbox stuff. It emphasizes all the bass and the treble of what you're doing, so it makes it sound a little bit more impactful. This is the dry sound right here. Like, this is with it on. What? Makes it sound really fat, really punchy.
They also have telephone lo-fi effects if you want to get your 90s on. I am smelling like a rose.
You also have full distortion if you just want to shred it and get some very kind of like industrial tones out of it if you wanted to. A lot of stuff to play with, and it's all just push button. Real easy to queue up. You don't have to know how to use this unit to plug it in and have fun with it or to have it do something you want it to do. It's all user friendly. On the right side here too, you also have just universal effects. You have your reverb knob, boom, you're in a big space. You also have a delay with a fixed tempo. Check, check, check. Overall, you have a compressor on here too. compressor does just that. It levels out all the peaks and valleys of what's going on in there, so it kind of just makes it one nice big square waveform. I've kind of had this set at 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock just to kind of level it out for our recording here. And I'm not even touching everything else this can do, but to just roll through it real quick.
You got your deep setting, which this is my normal voice.
Or can I have a double cheeseburger?
Also, you could hook this up to, a little micro amp in your car if you wanted to go order food in a drive-thru and just freak people out. That would be kind of fun.
Hey, what's going on? I would like to order a large chai latte. Super fun.
I said super fun in case you couldn't, deduce what I was saying there. They have chorus in here as well.
You get your 80s on, especially dump the reverb and the delay. Ooh, child. You have an overall
Octave effect on here as well. Big like Arctic Monkeys kind of thing.
hey, 1, 2, and it goes from octave up to octave down, and blending in and out of the dry signal. And let's see, whistle.
In case you can't whistle like me, you can just sing into it, and it turns everything into a whistle tone. You don't really have to do anything with it. It just makes this sound.
As you turn it down, it gets lower pitched.
Obviously, you can't hear what I'm saying through there, but it's a whistle. It's not meant to be words. So that's the quick once over on it. I mean, I've spent a lot of time working with this, and a lot of time. I spent time playing with it, and it's a laugh riot. And it is also useful depending on whether you want to use it for post-production, podcasting, or to freak people out in drive-thrus. Whatever you're into, man. My name is Mike Hamill, and please check it out online here at altomusic.com or at Zoom. Have a good one.